Decades of severe weather experience here for you when it counts. This is Doc Deason's Weather, live now.
Hi, everybody. It's 1:43. We are going to be here watching storms that cross the area in this line, which has produced some decent hail out to the west of us, and also some pretty decent wind. In addition to that, I haven't seen any reports of significant damage from that, but we've got enough of the damage to go around across our area, obviously in the Tyler area and Smith County in general from last night. So even though there's nothing tornadic in here at the moment, I did think we'd want to come in and just kind of walk this across at least the heart of our heavier and largely populated areas at the moment. Here's the radar. This is the Dallas radar real fast. We want to hit these things from the Fort Worth radar on the west side of Smith County, and then we'll probably switch back over to the Shreveport site once the storms make their way closer to Tyler. We don't have as much in the way of hail indications out of the Henderson County area that we did about 15, 20 minutes or so ago. I saw upwards to ping pong ball sized hail there out west of Athens here within the last 15, 20 minutes, but I don't see that nearly presenting that well now, which is obviously good. But the wind potential is in there. Weather Service in Shreveport is in the process of, they said, putting together another severe thunderstorm warning that would include Smith County. We don't have any official warnings out yet for Smith County, but that'll happen here shortly as the line continues to push in. Out ahead of it, there are also have been some pretty good thunderstorms begin to develop out southern sections of Smith County and back over towards Carthage, Tatum area. This stuff in an exceptionally warm and humid environment. I mean, dew points here at the office, I'm running 72 on a dew point. That's a lot of juice in the air. So that's a lot of fuel for these things to try to get themselves fired up on. And so that adds to the overall concern. And we got daytime heating. It's, 145? So we've got plenty of daytime heating to assist in the cause, and then this front, which is swinging into the area from the west. So all of that leading to what looks like a pretty decent severe weather threat for us this afternoon. The tornado watch box again is out for pretty much we'll call it the eastern half of East Texas until I think it's 5 o'clock. This show will be long over by 5 o'clock, but we'll still have maybe those eastern counties involved in that at that point. So that's something that we do want to keep in mind. But for the moment, the main concern, not so much tornadic, but straight line winds. I don't know that we had anything tornadic even in the city of Tyler last night, although we did have a lot of tree damage and what looks like a lot of downburst, straight line wind kind of thing going on last night in the central part of town, and that's what led to all the damage. So we'll see what Weather Service is doing. So they're going to let's see here. They're going to put a new severe thunderstorm warning out for Smith and Gregg and Russ counties. They're also going to add Cherokee County in there, so that'll be coming out here momentarily. When it does, the weather radios will be triggered. And hey, Randy, hello again to you, sir. Randy saw quite a bit of damage last night in the Azalea District area. Been without lights since last night's Aquarius. Okay. Sorry about that. I saw a lot of tree damage last night. After we finished here at about, 10 or 10:30, did some driving around and saw a lot of wind damage from those storms last night. All right, looks like we've got the severe thunderstorm warning coming out right now for Cherokee. There go the sirens or the alerts from the weather radio. So if you've got one of those at your house, that'll be coming on. This will be for Smith and northwestern Russ, southwestern Gregg, and northwestern Cherokee till 2:45. So 60-mile-an-hour winds and quarter-sized hail. Basically that's your minimum threshold for severe weather right there. If you got 60-mile-an-hour winds, or if you've got quarters, either one of those will allow for a severe thunderstorm warning to be issued, and so that's what they're doing here. I'll mute that. So that puts Tyler now and Smith County extreme northern, we'll call it the northern third of Wood County in there as well. So let's get over to the Shreveport radar real fast, and we'll pull that up here, and that'll start to populate, and we'll hit that. So we got some cities on there. All right, let's get into Smith County then. We've got pretty stout wind there near Lindale. The line itself from back up along the river there, just south and east of Mineola. Mineola, you're pretty much clear now from the concern, but this will run along Highway 80. Hawkins, you're next up on that. Lindale, you're in the midst of it right now. Some lightning there north of Hideaway, and some good straight line winds there west side of Tyler. It gets us out close to the airport. The Tyler Pounds Airport is right here, so winds will be picking up there, I would think, pretty fast, and that will eventually, obviously, sweep to the east, and that'll be the main wind concern that passes through Tyler. We got a lot of folks who are involved in cleanup operations from last night's storms. Had some good friends who saw some significant damage from last night. So if you were involved in that cleanup operation, or if you got some folks who are involved in that now, if they are, sometimes you can get pretty engrossed in that, but let them know we got some more stuff coming. This will be the last gasp of it. But this will be sweeping through Tyler here shortly. You got a pretty gentle wind, right now, about 5 or so miles an hour here at the real estate office, which is on Old Jacksonville Highway. We're just inside the loop. Measured 52 miles an hour last night from the storms that came through with that stuff that blew through here yesterday evening. Heavy rain in Lindale, Ashley. Okay, thanks for that. Jennifer, you're listening from Landmark. Thanks for doing that. All right, David. Any threats for Titus County? Titus County is going to be quickly losing the threat. The line extends back up towards Texarkana. So we've got severe thunderstorm warnings for South, and actually that's for Morris County or Franklin County, Titus County, Mount Pleasant. You got moderate to heavy rainfall there. You guys under severe thunderstorm warning in Titus County, and that officially runs till 2:15. So not too much longer on that, but the worst of it will be through Mount Pleasant here in the next 10 to 15 minutes. I think is that thunder I heard? Yeah, so we got some thunder being heard here in central Tyler now. Here's the radar loop to again kind of get your bearings on what's going on here. The line seems to be trying to firm up a little bit there east of Lindale, back to just near Tyler Pounds, and kind of arcing back to the southwest. We want to watch in these kind of situations for any kind of a bulge in the line. Sort of like what we're seeing there on the west side of Tyler. That could be an indication of a little bit stronger wind. So that's just east of the airport now. So folks on the west side of Tyler, definitely feeling some wind, I would think, right now. You're welcome, Lindsay. Thanks for being here. No problem there, Lori. So let's be buttoned up in Tyler proper. Once this thing comes through, there's some decent lightning with it. Not as much as we had last night with the storms that came through, but enough to still want you to be obviously indoors and off of any of those anything that's got an electric cord in it. We want to give ourselves some distance from that for a little bit. The warning for Henderson County continues as well. You guys in Athens, you're clear of the heaviest of the rain, as are folks in Murchison, Brownsboro, up to Edom. That seems to be where the heaviest rain is, at least. And then that kind of eases back to the south and southwest into that section of Henderson County. So nothing terribly disconcerting from what I'm seeing or hearing here so far. So that is good. Let's take a look at velocity real quick. I mean, we're a heck of a long ways up into the atmosphere using the Shreveport radar by the time it gets this far to the east or to the west, but we use what we got. So nothing terribly concerning there within that as far as rotation is concerned, but hard to put a whole lot of stock in it that far to the west. Rain just hitting out there. Okay, very good, Chad. So Chad's got rain at the storage facility there out near Breedlove's on 64 West. So that makes sense. North Tyler's dry, Natalie. All right, thanks for that. And let's see. Let's take that off. So hailing west of Brownsboro now, Kyle. Okay. All right. Thanks for that, man. I don't see. It's probably not that big a hail, but it's good to know regardless. Let's see. Yeah, Rihanna, I hope it's not as bad as last night either. I don't think it will be. This will be a much quicker shot, but with what's already been taken down and disrupted, anything else is just more insult to injury. Here's some additional stuff that's going to be firing out south of Kilgore, New London, Overton area. A decent shower there near you guys right now. Nothing severe in that. Y'all are in a severe thunderstorm warning, but it's not for this here. It's for this coming in out here. Okay. But you do have some rain out in the Overton area right now, and that little section of Smith or Rusk and Smith counties kind of meet. So additional thunderstorms trying to get going over Panola County there west of Carthage and stretching back down towards Mount Enterprise. You guys still cleaning up Mount Enterprise, Cushing area, Carthage from storms a couple of weeks ago, obviously. So we're well aware of that, and hate that we're having to add this to your plate, but that's kind of what we got. You're welcome, John. Glad to help out, man. Glad you guys are here. So we're at 154. We've got surprisingly not as many severe thunderstorm warnings as we had earlier. We've got this one warning which does cover the southern half of Smith County, northern third of Cherokee County, and the western piece of Gregg, extreme northwestern Rusk counties. That's going to be for this piece of the line, which is coming from west to east across Smith County, and the wind should begin to pick up here pretty quick in the city of Tyler proper. I've got still a pretty gentle wind here at the office. Only 0.03 of an inch since midnight. But once this thing comes through, it's going to blow for a good 15 minutes, maybe 10, 15 minutes. The rain's not going to last terribly long though. And when you look at the size of this line here from west to east, it only measures less than 20 miles. So that gives you some kind of an idea. This thing's moving east at about 35, so it won't take too long for the rain to ease out. You're welcome, Jennifer. Thanks much. Thanks for being here, Brother Harry. So our severe thunderstorm warning again goes until 2:45 for Smith County and northern Cherokee County. Nothing tornadic in this. Let's see here. Let's take a look at a couple of other products while we have a second. So drive from Van to Edom. Yeah, you're good to drive from Van to Edom, Ashley. You guys are wrapped up there. Thanks, Janice. I appreciate that. You guys are A-okay there from Van to Edom. So let's just take a random look at Echo Tops and see how this thing is trending, how this line's trending overall. Just kind of looking at general intensity of the tops of these storms. So overall doesn't quite look as strong as it maybe did here a few minutes ago. So that's good news. Look at Vales too while we're at it. So you use this sometimes if you want to try to pick some hail out of a lineup. Veal values are a nice little tool for doing that. Don't see anything that's terribly alarming there. Maybe a little bit of hail potential, but then this is a Shreveport radar, so it's going to shoot a little bit awkward onto this stuff from that far away. Just dampish there in Knack, Peggy. Okay, good to know. Absolutely, Lindy. Glad to do that. Hope you're well. So let's get back on to reflectivity, which is what most of us are pretty familiar with operating under. So there's that line, the leading edge of it, about into the heart of city, downtown Tyler. Should be seeing that here. I'm sure probably at this moment, I would think. getting kind of dark out there. Wind still really hadn't picked up much at my location, so that's good. But I can hear a little rumbling out there. Let's see. All right, so we're almost at 2 o'clock. We have got a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings affecting kind of the heart of East Texas. This one here, Smith County, extreme western Gregg County, and extreme western sections of Russ County and northern Cherokee. The additional warning, which is still in place for Henderson County, for eastern Henderson County. Rainfall, the severe weather concern is done. Athens, Murchison, Brownsboro, you're just about on the back end of that as well. But the line stretches back to the south, and so that's going to get into Anderson County. Anderson County is not under any kind of a warning at this time. Really calm in Charnwood. Yeah, I feel the same thing, Randy. I know exactly what you're talking about. Wind's starting to pick up a little bit here at the office, up to, what was that, 6 to 10 miles an hour right now. So dew points at 71. That's an awful lot of moisture in the air mass. And so that moisture, along with the daytime heating component, which is in play at this point in the day, and that front with the lift and the stuff we have going on aloft, not surprising that the tornado watch box was laid out. But as you can see further downstream, we've got a nice development of showers and thunderstorms out ahead of this main front here. And this area is going to be, I think, prime for tornado concerns as we get into the afternoon. We'll sweep the severe weather threat gradually from west to east over the next couple of hours. But anything out ahead of this main line in this air that is not really been tapped into much is going to be problematic. Rain's really picking up here at the office too. Yeah, and the wind is too. So let's see here. Yeah, we're probably running 25 to 30, I would bet right now. So we got this again coming through the heart of South Tyler now. Hailing at the airport, Becky, okay? How big, Becky, if you can let me know? Pea-sized? Can't be too large, I wouldn't think. Old Jacksonville and grinded some good rain, Joey. Yeah, thanks for that, man. Pea-sized. Okay, thanks for that, Becky. So pea-sized hail there. All right, a little after 2, severe thunderstorm warning has been allowed to expire for Henderson County. That's southeastern Henderson County was the only piece of that county that was involved, but it's all because of this line here. So it'll gradually exit out of Henderson County. Pea-sized and Mineola as well, Amber. Thanks for that. Must have had some of that earlier. A lot of folks still trying to clean up from yesterday. It's been a really tough last 24 hours. But the good news is this stuff won't last too long. We'll get it in and out of here pretty quick, and then be kind of onward towards much drier and a bit on the windy side this afternoon after this front comes through. But otherwise, no severe weather concerns for several days. Pea-sized hail, Janice, Lake Palestine and Chandler. Okay, right there, 315. I know where you're talking about. So we're down to a couple of warnings. The Smith County, Cherokee County warning, Rusk County, extreme western Gregg County, and then the warning up here for folks who are with us along I-30 into Titus County and Morris County right now. Just again, more 60-mile-an-hour winds and some pocket change kind of hail going on. No wind, pea-sized hail in Brownsboro. Okay, thanks for that, Alan. No tornadoes, Rihanna. Nothing like that right now, at least. So, the tornado concern for me is going to be back further to the east over here. You know, any of this stuff that's allowed to fire up in its own free environment, that's going to be where we need to keep eyes out for something that could spin up, because there's plenty of juice. There's plenty of shear, a lot of things in the atmosphere this afternoon that kind of help to do that. So we'll just noodle around here for a second while we have a minute and take a look at some of the wind here. This is about 1,000 or so feet up. You've got some good, 30-mile-an-hour winds just off the deck. Notice how the winds here are coming in out of more of a northwesterly and westerly direction out to the west of us. This boundary, or these tight green lines here, indicating where our boundary is sitting at. And once the boundary comes through, those winds shift into the west. But that does provide a good amount of spin in the atmosphere in that bottom part, which is where we have to be. One of the things that we need if we're going to do anything with tornadic development. So again, I don't have any indications that anything like that is ongoing, but the tornado watch indicates that the potential is there. So we want to respect that and just kind of continue to monitor. The watch again officially goes until 5, but the threat will be over with here before we get to 5 o'clock. So let's see here. Storm Prediction Center still got that big moderate risk out to the east of us today. Like I said, the further to the east you go, the daytime heating, the moisture, the dynamics aloft are going to lead to a significant severe weather outbreak from Little Rock back down to just near Jackson and up into Jackson, Tennessee. My buddy Joel Barnes is up there in Jackson now, so they're under the gun once again. And that get us up into southern Indiana and Kentucky as well. So tornadoes and a lot of wind and hail up there, but especially wind and tornadoes are the big concern. Back closer into East Texas, we're all under that slight risk for severe weather this afternoon. But again, once the line comes through, that'll come to a close. Okay, back here live with radar though. Showers and thunderstorms continue pushing through central sections of Smith County right now. Here's the radar loop showing you that. The line doesn't quite look as impressive in spots, at least, as it did 15, 20 minutes ago. So that's good, at least on the leading edge. Still got some pretty hefty rainfall that's going to cross over White House, Bullard, down to Frankston. You can see the lightning in there as well with those individual markers. So I haven't heard a ton of thunder here though in town, which is good. Palestine, Ronnie, Palestine, some heavy rainfall on the way to Palestine right now. No warning out for anybody in Anderson County, so that's good. So let's see. So this could have been a lot worse. Hey, Alberto, good to see you, brother. This could have been a lot worse situation, given the time of day, the dynamics in place, and what we had that came through here last night. This could have been a much worse kind of situation, and so we'll hope that we can swing this through here. I think the worst of at least the bulk of the worst wind concern is going to quickly subside in Tyler here over the next 20, 25 minutes. Could be some stronger winds there, southern half of Tyler, maybe some 35 to 45 wind, 35-mile-an-hour winds in that little pocket of Tyler, little pocket of some stronger winds. But again, as the radar is getting this far up in the atmosphere, don't expect all of this to be able to reach the ground, but something to be mindful of. And that'll track probably more across the southern half of town. The biggest problems I've seen so far, or heard of so far, have been out of the Azalea district closer to downtown from last night. So this should pass a little bit to the south of that most highly affected area. So hopefully that is some good news for you guys. Bunch of rumbling over there near UT, Rosanna. Yeah, absolutely. 20 to 30 mile an hour gusts you estimate. That sounds about right. Wade, as far as Gilmer goes, yeah, I saw that inch and a half bird over in Malakoff, a ping pong ball sized hail earlier in Malakoff. But seems like that has kind of subsided. We got Gilmer. So we'll get up to Gilmer here real fast and talk about that way. Nothing too concerning going on, Gilmer. No warnings out for you guys in Upshur County at the moment. Just moderate to heavy rainfall that will continue to slice across the county from southwest to northeast. The line's kind of moving more east to west, but some of these individual storms are going a bit more southwest to northeast. But some heavy rainfall about to swing into Gilmer proper here shortly. Noonday's pretty bad, Misty. Okay. Andrew, you're asking about Jacksonville. Yeah, Jacksonville. You guys are on the just outskirts, northern part of Jacksonville, on the outskirts of the severe thunderstorm warning for Cherokee County. Greater concern looks to be just north of you guys, between Love's Lookout and Bullard. Will it be over in White House by 3, Kalen? Yeah, the bulk of it will be. Bulk of it should be. I want to say I had some folks talking about some release of some kids early from school today during the 2 o'clock hour, which if that's correct, that's a tough time to be doing that in Smith County. But I think there was some of that going on earlier on. So David had almost a 40-mile-an-hour gust at 122 and 346. Okay, that's good to know, man. Thank you for that. Pea size in Flint, Sydney. Okay. Will Jefferson be getting anything? April's wanting to know. Going to be here around school release time. You guys in Jefferson over in Marion County, not a lot going right now. You got the line, which will continue moving east at about 35 to 40 miles an hour. So you're welcome, Debbie. So that'll be, Jefferson will be, let's see, just eyeball that. So about an hour from now, we'll call it, maybe a little bit less. Okay, leading edge of that stuff. Let's see here. Yeah, some pea-sized hail, Flint, reported earlier by the Smith County Skywarn folks, which lines up with what Becky was seeing out around the airport and some of the other reports that we got. Pea-sized hail, old Noonday Road. Okay, south of 155. Thanks for that, John. Appreciate that, man. So the severe thunderstorm warning goes until, is it 2:45? Yeah, 2:45 for Smith County. This line doesn't look nearly as impressive across Tyler and points back to the north. Lindale, you're clear now. Okay. Heaviest of the rainfall is going to be Tyler southward. South Loop. We'll still get some decent wind and rain here on Old Jacksonville. Hearing some talk about a 47-mile-an-hour gust somewhere in Tyler. I'm assuming that may be at the airport at Tyler Pounds when this thing came through. We gusted more in the city last night than the airport did, which is kind of rare, but that's what we did. So, see if we can spot anything on the Tyler Pounds. 25, 30, 30. There's plenty of reports that come in between these, but it's nice to just kind of eyeball it real quick. So nothing too crazy there. Wish your cell service to let you watch, Lindy. I'm sorry about that. Hail and holly tree, Julie. Okay, thanks for that. I would expect it can't be too large, probably peas or smaller. That seems to be the going rate right now. More middle school lights were out. Hap says we've got pea-sized hail at Mom and Dad's place here in South Tyler, so that all lines up. Hey there, Ashley. 40 to 45 in the White House on the winds. Thanks, Brother Kyle Smith. Appreciate that, man. So we are sitting at 2:15 now. Severe thunderstorm warning officially for Smith County and northern Cherokee County and adjacent sections of Rusk County and Gregg County. Nothing tornadic out of this. The hail's been minimal so far. We had some bigger stones back out near Malakoff, as Alberto reminded me of here earlier on, but nothing that's of significance, especially compared to last night. You know, every event you go through gives you a little more perspective on the next event. And so what we saw last night, I think, kind of set the stage or kind of set the bar for a lot of folks, maybe different than where they had it previous. But this stuff here so far today has been pretty minimal compared to what we dealt with yesterday. Pea-sized to County Road 122. Thanks, David, for that. Walmart South Broadway, a little hail there. Okay. Will this be done by 3 o'clock, Jamie? Yeah, this will be done for Tyler. This will be done by 3 o'clock. If you didn't have the chance to look at some, if you want to see some damage pictures from last night and you haven't had a chance to yet, I would encourage you to go back and take a look at some of the posts. I put an advertisement out there for storm reports and pictures earlier this morning, and we've had a lot of traffic on there. There's a lot of pictures to look at, a lot of houses, a lot of power lines. I think we did have some injuries last night from what I'm gathering from talking to some people in the know on that. I know we had power outages at least a couple of the hospitals last night as well. Those have since been brought back online, so that's great. But again, light to moderate rainfall, city of Tyler proper. But just garden variety soaker rain, which is what we need here. Only 2/10 here at the office so far. Hey, thanks for that, Dean. Sent me a picture from backside of stuff over in Forney. Thank you for that, bud. Rain just lighting up a ton. 31 near the airport. Yeah, that's Brooke. You're on the backside of this, so this will be game over here for Tyler. The severe weather concern is just about there. The rainfall will be game over there for guys out close to the airport. 5 to 15 minutes probably. So let's see here what else we have. Let's look at this stuff that's out kind of ahead of this. Just like I said earlier, that's where we want to keep an eye on. Not far from, I mean, you're mid-afternoon practically here. It'll be 3 o'clock in less than an hour. Primetime heating going on, temps in the 70s. Speaking of, let's take a look here real fast. Let's pull Shreveport up. See what we have here. So yeah, you got 73 at Marshall. You got almost 80 at Center right now. 73 Dew Point, Nax at 74. Lufkin's at 75. But look at these dew points. 73 at Center, 73 at Lufkin. Tyler pounds down to 63 on the dew point. Athens at 63 with a west wind. West wind at Wood County Airport there, north of Mineola. West wind and dew point down to 64. Dew points in the 50s out towards DFW. So this dry air is it's going to sweep in once the back of this boundary comes through. All right. So that'll be the end of that. And it'll be pretty darn pleasant tonight. Oh, thanks, Sarah. Appreciate that. Try to be. People don't seem to have trouble getting keyed up. They have problems kind of calming down in situations like this. So hopefully we're able to provide some of that. But I appreciate you saying that. But as we talked about, this area back out here, this warm sector, this will be where we have the eyeballs at for the afternoon until this line gets through. The back line is the back end of it, of the severe concern. I don't see just a ton going on over in Louisiana right now, which is good. A couple severe thunderstorm warnings up Texarkana. Nothing, though, between Texarkana and Tyler, although this line's looking pretty good over Upshur County right now. So, Gilmer, you're just about out from the toughest of it. Okay. Longview, you're okay for now, pretty quiet. Looks like they got some issues with the instruments at the Wood County Airport showing 32 over 32, because I know that ain't happening. But so that's something they'll get squared away. And if that's the biggest problem we have today, that's okay. But rain will be coming back into Longview here shortly. Thanks, Joseph. Thanks for watching from Nacogdoches, man. As far as the line getting into where you guys are, I would give it maybe an hour and a half. You'll watch for some showers out ahead of that main line, but it's just kind of a rough ballpark for me. Maybe not quite an hour and a half. So 220, almost 222 here. Just kind of hanging out and walking this thing through. You're welcome, Betty. Thank you. Appreciate it, Lindy. Kim Chandler's looking good. You guys are, I would say, you're clear in Chandler at this point. Just some light, maybe a little bit of light lingering rain, but that's going to be about it. Bullard, Jacksonville area, should we be concerned? No, I'm not really too concerned right now, Bullard, Jacksonville area. Amber, I think you guys are looking okay so far. Peace size in the White House. Okay, thanks for that, Laura. Marshall got 416 last night in Nacogdoches. Wow, yeah, y'all were under a flash flood warning earlier on, weren't you? That's right, yeah. Y'all got a good rain down there. That stuff, even though you didn't have as much of the severe weather, you got a lot of the rain. just kind of set there on you. Appreciate it, Sue, very much. All right, so we're quickly clearing this thing out. Mount Pleasant, Pittsburgh, Mineola, Quitman, Lindale, Chandler, everybody back to the west. Clearing this thing out here pretty quick. Coming down sheets in Palestine. Yeah, I believe that, Danielle. You'll continue to get that here for the next 15, 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. Angela Bullard's okay. Bullard, again, for those of you who are not as familiar, kind of straddles the Smith and Cherokee County line. Part of it's in Smith County, part of it's in Cherokee County. Neither side is really too worrisome for me right now. Maybe a little bit of hail out near Berryville, Frankston area. Peas to maybe pennies. Mount Salmon, Lupita, nothing really too much to be concerned with. Just a lot of just some good heavy rain. You're welcome, Angela. A little bit of wind. Could be some 45 to maybe some 50-mile-an-hour winds potentially there along 69. Right there near 344. So that's right near Bullard. Okay. Again, we're really high in the atmosphere by the time the radar beam gets this far to the west, but not all of this is going to be able to translate, but nothing that looks too worrisome, though, especially from a tornadic standpoint. You're welcome, Rosanna. Thanks for being here. Getting some good steady rain out of the old Kilgore Highway. That's good to know, Darla. Thank you. 72 and 40. Northwest at 20. 40% humidity and blue sky. Yeah, Dean's in Forney, so he keeps an eye out on my western flank. And yeah, I believe that, man. It's drying out quick behind this. It's going to be breezy to windy this afternoon, so don't be caught off guard with that. We'll probably clear a lot of this cloud cover out too as we go through the afternoon. To tell you what, let's see. Let's look at satellite real quick. Now this is visible satellite here. Down to a sprinkle in Flint. Thanks, Miss Sherry. Appreciate you being here. So here's the visible satellite. If we were all sitting up about 22,000 miles up looking down at East Texas, this is what we would see if we were doing so. Notice that clearing line really sharp out and about 3/4 of the way through Van Zandt County right now. So that's going to continue sweeping to the east, and we'll have a good amount of sunshine here in the next little bit. Yeah, so that makes perfect sense. Dean was saying he's got sunny and blue sky and 72 and 40. So that totally lines up with what I'm seeing here on the satellite. So good news there. We'll go back to single site. Holly Lake Ranch, you got sunshine now, Kelly. Okay, good deal. There we are. Got blue skies here, Amanda?
Blue skies at Real Edge.
Blue skies here at Real Edge, Amanda says. Yeah, 68 there, Wood County Airport. Northwest at 15. Sirens went off in Winnsboro earlier, Ryan. Okay. Yeah, you do, Kyle. All right, so rain, yeah, back into the rain here. Through Tyler now. A few sprinkles on the east side of town.
I got my red size.
29. Yeah, we got a west-southwest at 8 at the airport. Dew point's down to 63 here at the office. It was in the low 70s before the rain moved in, so the dry air's showing itself up. So as far as warnings go, at 2:30, we've officially got Smith and extreme western Rusk, western Greg, northern Cherokee still inside that severe thunderstorm warning. But I haven't seen much, haven't seen many really reports of severe criteria being met, but the potential's still there. And on a day like today, you don't want to let your guard down. But as far as overall concerns go, I think we're looking all right here. Now, that's some pretty decent, could be some decent hail production out there west of Jacksonville along 175 out towards CUNY. This will be east of 155, east of Berryville. Over towards Frankston. Frankston, the worst of it's passed through your area, though. You guys are done there, Frankston. But we'll watch for a little bit of small hail there, northwestern Cherokee County. All right, so just kind of continuing to walk it through here. Nothing too disturbing at the moment. Just kind of see how we're trending across Smith County. The line looks less organized as it's going into Gregg County now than it did when it was over north central Smith County here just a few minutes ago. So that's good. That's the kind of trend we want to see. Jackie, what about Bullard? Again, maybe a little bit of small hail there, southwest side of Bullard, but nothing any more significant than what we've seen so far across the area. I'd say peas, maybe you squeeze something the size of a dime or a penny out there, but nothing looking that alarming right now to me. And I think the bulk of that's going to pass just south of you guys anyway. You're welcome. So the tornado watch again runs till 5 o'clock officially. But the threat's over with for Smith County, Wood County, folks up into Camp County and Titus, Franklin. You guys are wrapping it up there. So good news on that. You bet, Randy. Thanks for being here, man. Thanks for the reports last night, too. Still 74 and 74 over 71 at the Cherokee County Airport there near just north of Rusk, between Rusk and Jacksonville. Absolutely, Joey. Glad to help out. So still plenty of juice down south and east of this boundary. We're back to 72 in Tyler, but dew points down to 63 at the airport. Last observation. 79 over 73 at center. Mid-70s dew point and air temperature. Nacogdoches 75 over 73 Lufkin. So still plenty of fuel to feed off of for these storms for the next couple of hours until that boundary gets through. So we don't want to let our guard down yet for those spots. But those of us where the line has passed through and the wind has shifted to the west or northwest, that will good news there. All right, 2:35 now. I am going to step away here. We will come back in and talk as we need to. My main concern with this was all of the damage and the concern with what we had in Smith County here earlier on. Should we see damaging, significant severe weather, especially anything tornadic, we'll be able to slide back in and talk about that as we need to. But feeling all right with things right now. Get tornado watch until 5. If you have any reports of damage, feel free to throw those in either on the bottom of this in the comment section or on some of the posts that we made earlier on this morning. We put a post up there requesting damage and pictures, reports, and whatnot. So we'll have somewhat of a repository for that stuff. So feel free to throw that in under the comment section of that post earlier on this morning. But do appreciate you stopping by today, and we try to be here when we can, when there's severe weather in the area, and especially after last night, the last couple of weeks, there's been a lot to keep the eye on. So thanks for being a part of this with me, and we will be back as we need to throughout the rest of the afternoon. All right.
Thanks for watching this live broadcast from Doc Deason's Weather. When weather's at its worst, we're at our best. Doc Deason's Weather, the calm in the storm.